Apparently, she cleared Trump by Voidzilla. I heard about this, but I haven't seen it yet. So let's check it out.
Ghislaine Maxwell has cleared Donald Trump's name while awaiting her
Ghislaine.
pardon. This is new from ABC. Ghislaine Maxwell told DOJ Trump never did anything concerning around her. Now, notably, Trump has been asked whether he's going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell before he said he wishes her well.
I just wish her well, frankly. Yeah, I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well.
Then he's asked if he's going to pardon her. He says, well, I'm allowed to do it, but I really haven't thought of it.
I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
Now, notably, this is very similar to the way Trump has responded previously when talking about people.
The thing that people don't understand about Trump, by the way, is that he's a businessman and he's not about making enemies for no reason. Right? Like Trump is like, he sees things like as a business perspective, and there's no reason, even when you're in a situation where you don't like the other person, right? Like, let's say like, you're dealing with like an enemy, right? Like, say you're the president of the United States, you're dealing with like North Korea or with, any other entity that is like, you would consider like kind of a hostile entity. There's no reason to basically come out the gate and be like, yeah, fuck you, bitch. Don't give a shit what you think, right? Because it doesn't help you get what you want, right? So Trump, as a businessman, he's all about like, how do I get what I want? Like, how do I achieve the result that I'm interested in? And if being nice to the person achieves that result, then who the fuck cares about being nice to them, right? Right, so it's like, yeah, he's a good wordsmith. No, and the thing is this is a business skill, right? Like, you don't want to burn a bridge for no fucking reason, right? So that's kind of like, it's kind of what's going on with Trump. And that's why, like, he goes and he's like kind of friendly with like, dictators from other countries, because he's like, listen, like, I care about America. I want America to get the best deal. So like, if I have to go hardcore, then I'll go hardcore. If that's what gets me what I want, then fuck them, I'll go hardcore. But if smiling and shaking their hand is gonna like get them more on your side and like get you more at what you want, then that's what it takes, right? So there's no reason to basically shoot yourself in the foot, basically, right? And I think a lot of people have trouble understanding this, and they're like, oh, Trump is like, he's being friendly and like talking friendly about Ghislaine, right? And it's like, that's not the point. The point is like, he's trying to be like, okay, like, who do I really want, right? What I really want is all the other fuckers, right? Like, would you trade Ghislaine? Like, okay, hear me out, chat. If you could pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, like right now, but she gives up everybody that worked with that, everybody that diddied kids, would you take that trade? Instant pardon. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, because then it roots out like a fuck ton of, it roots out like so much more corruption, right, by doing that, right? And you might think that that's not like a good thing because like somebody escapes justice, but think about the amount of people that escape justice the other way around, right? So it's like he's just, yeah, damn good deal. Yeah, exactly. He's trying to get a better deal for Americans. So if that's what it takes, being like, oh yeah, you know what, haven't thought about it, but maybe I could, because like that would set the seeds in for instance, in Ghislaine's mind of like, oh, well, maybe I could get a pardon if I fucking rat everyone out, right? So that's kind of the idea behind it, right?
He would later end up pardoning.
I don't want to talk about pardons for Michael Flynn yet.
You pardon Paul Manafort? I have not even given it a thought as of this moment.
Roger Stone, are you going to pardon him?
Like, I feel like Trump is very tactical when it comes to like how he releases information. And you might think like, oh, like, he's just crazy. He just says whatever the fuck on Twitter, right? I'm pretty sure it's on purpose when he does that stuff, to be honest.
Sir,
even if it's like for bad reasons, it's 100% on purpose.
Convicted of felonies?
Am I going to pardon you? Well, I hadn't thought of it.
Now, obviously, he later did pardon Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, and Paul Manafort, and this has all led many people to wonder if a similar thing is in the works for Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, this all comes after 9 hours of Ghislaine Maxwell privately speaking to Deputy Attorney General Todd.
I like saying Ghislaine more. I feel like it's better.
Blanche. He's the former defense attorney for Donald Trump, and this was a private meeting. It's notable that there were talks about doing it publicly in front of Congress, but that got shoved aside pretty quick when they realized they could just do this behind closed doors. Now, Todd Blanche said he was thinking about releasing the transcripts. We don't know if that's going to happen or not, but today we got leaks of what may have been said during the 9 hours where Ghislaine Maxwell told Todd Blanche that Trump had never done anything in her presence that would have caused concern. Now, do we believe this? Well, the challenge is that Ghislaine Maxwell has every reason to lie. She, after all, is looking for a pardon.
Of course, that would work the other way as well, right? It would work the other way. right? She would be smart to not be like, yeah, well, Trump did that, because then it would lower her chances of getting like what she wants, right? And the thing is I feel like a lot of people with good intentions, and a lot of people with bad intentions too, just a lot of people in general, they kind of sabotage themselves for like what they want, basically.
Her lawyer says right now that she would welcome any relief, and relief is exactly what she got after this testimony. Right after the testimony to the DOJ, where she cleared Trump's name, she got transferred to a less restrictive prison called a minimum security prison, with the Washington Post calling it one of the nation's most lenient lockups for nonviolent women offenders. It's notable she had to get a special waiver to even go to this prison, because normally sex offenders are not allowed. And this is something I really want to hit home. Previously, I've been talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, and we've been talking sort of like, okay, yeah, she trafficked for Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, but see, like if you're Trump, right, and your whole thing is, listen, I want Ghislaine Maxwell to give it all up. I want her to fucking tell us everybody that was on the thing. What better way to butter her up than to be like, well, you know what? Let's put you in this really nice prison, and maybe you can think about it. Maybe you can think about it while you're in this luxury. And also remember, we can take it away at any time. We can take it away tomorrow if we feel about it. But you know what? Why don't you stay there like a couple of weeks and like, why don't you think about it? Right? Like it's a tactic, right? That you can use.
It's worth hitting home that she also participated in some of the acts. She is a sex offender, convicted. And those types of people aren't eligible normally for minimum security prisons. That's why a former warden told
So she's there only because they will it to be, right? You're only here because we will it to be, and we could take it away at any time. You don't have any rights. You don't deserve to be here.
Post, inmates, if they have a offense, are not going to a place like that, period. It's truly unheard of. Quote, it's a country club. Someone gave special preference to Maxwell that, in my knowledge, no other inmate currently serving in the Federal Bureau of Prisons has received. So she is getting...
Well, yeah, because none of those people have leverage. And Ghislaine Maxwell has a ton of leverage, basically.
Special treatment for something. We don't know exactly why she had to get a special waiver for this, though. This is not something that everyone gets. Contradicting this, though, the president has come out and said, oh, this is actually a very normal thing.
Dude, how sick would it be if Ghislaine Maxwell just spilled the beans on everything? Like the fucking deep state and like the ties with intelligence agencies, and like, dude, I'd take that deal. I'd take that deal, chat. It's a damn good deal. What do you think, chat? Would you take that deal?
For you, one, were you aware of, and did you personally approve the prison transfer for Ghislaine Maxwell that your Justice Department?
I didn't know about it at all. No, I read about it just like you did.
And do you believe that she is?
It's not a very uncommon
good deal.
thing.
Do you believe that she's credible to be listening to? Your Deputy Attorney General sat down with her recently.
Well, let me tell you, he's a very talented man.
I'll remind you, the guy he's talking about formerly was his defense attorney. And her question, which never really gets answered, which is, can we trust Ghislaine Maxwell, actually is an important one, because previously she was charged with perjury. This was in connection with her 2016 deposition. Perjury just means she was lying under oath. Quote, in 2016, while testifying under oath in a civil proceeding, Maxwell repeatedly made false statements, specifically about certain specific acts and events alleged in the indictment. So, can we trust someone who previously our government charged with making false statements, when specifically these false statements may benefit her? I don't know. Maybe you think she's turned a leaf and she's...
Yo, what if she has the dead man switch? What if she's the one with the dead man switch, and it's kind of like, maybe the dead man switch required both Epstein and her to die to release like shit to like another person, and like maybe that's why they haven't killed her yet? I don't know. Maybe Epstein was gonna spill it, and so like, I don't know. It's interesting.
Suddenly is Mrs. Honesty, but it's worth saying she's already reaping the rewards of the testimony she's given so far. Our president proceeds to talk about how talking to Ghislaine Maxwell is going to help with the fact that we don't want people getting caught up in this that would have their lives hurt.
Whatever he asked would be totally appropriate, and it's not an uncommon thing to do that. And I think he probably wants to make sure that, people that should not be involved or aren't involved are not hurt by something that would be very, very unfortunate.
You want to know the scariest thing about the Trump presidency, for me at least? The scariest thing to me is that I feel like Trump is like the only chance at like actually retaking like the government. And like, if it fails, I feel like it's fucking over, basically. They have too much control of it. It's over.
Very unfair to a lot of people.
We don't want people getting involved who might be hurt by this, right? That's why we got to talk to her behind closed doors. We got to give her preferential treatment, right? Because we don't want anyone who might have been otherwise implicated in this falsely to get implicated, right? We want to make sure their names, whoever they are, whatever mysterious person they are, do not get implicated in this. And obviously that goal of Maxwell clearing certain people is being achieved here with her now clearing Trump's name with a possible pardon on the line. Now, I do have to say, it could be the case that he didn't have anything to do with it. She is being honest here. But unfortunately, the waters are muddied when you have such a transparent conflict of interest in this whole story. Personally, I don't want anyone, Ghislaine Maxwell or any of the elites that are involved, to be let off the hook. In fact, just today we had a bombshell report from the New York Times about Jeffrey Epstein's personal residence where he had pictures with famous people. More letters came out with people like Woody Allen, and all of these people should be investigated. Unfortunately, we are living in a time where a select few of these people have so much power over the investigators of it. Maybe instead of giving preferential treatment to sex or over the investigators of it. Maybe instead of giving preferential treatment to sex offenders, we should just release the Epstein files and see where that gets us.
Well, the thing is though, the way I feel about it, so like, you know, Coffee says like just release the Epstein files. I feel like, you know, I'm gonna be real. I think something happened to them. That's what I think something happened to the files and something's fucked up with them. And it's very clearly, I think that's the case. And I think that maybe Ghislaine is like the missing link into actually understanding everything in it. Right? It's possible that like the reason that they have to go to Ghislaine for this is because so much shit was already hidden, right? Because you have to understand like the people that were in power at the time that this dropped, right? And just the fact that there's a lot of people implicated in this that have the power to stop it. So, and I mean, you could say that Trump himself, that's also the case. But I feel like with Trump specifically, there's a lot of evidence, like a lot of evidence before this even happened or before he was even the president. There was a lot of evidence that Trump actually helped the investigators against Epstein. So like, I think out of all the people that could possibly be in charge right now, that Trump actually does have a lot of credibility. Anyway, that video was from Voidzilla, and I'm gonna go ahead and link you guys the video. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that, do you think she's gonna leak anything? And also, like, do you guys think that you would take that trade? Like, if you were Trump and Ghislaine basically said, listen, I'll give everyone up, but you gotta go easy on me. You gotta go easy on me and I'll let everyone, I'll spill the beans, right? Like, let me know in the comments. Like, would you take that trade, or do you think that the ends don't justify the means? What do you think? What's your take on it? Like, comment, and subscribe. Exactly. Like, comment, and subscribe.